Welcome to Miles Manhwa. This story revolves around an incident that grants an ancient snake heightened intelligence. In its quest for evolution, the snake decides to consume powerful humans and demonic beasts to transform into a dragon. If you find this manhwa engaging, please show your support by liking this video. Let's dive in. The story begins in a village where residents are rushing home as dusk approaches. A voice urges them to hurry before nightfall, as recent events have made it perilous. We see a man ringing a bell, encouraging villagers to secure their homes and prevent the old black snake from entering. One villager mentions that just a few days prior, the black snake devoured 2 individuals at the mountain god temple, one of whom was a Taoist. Another villager counters that there have been no recent reports of the snake attacking anyone, although many chickens and ducks have mysteriously disappeared from the village. A young boy suggests to his father that they should bring their chickens indoors for the night, even if it means dealing with the unpleasant smell, as it is better than losing them. The father agrees, acknowledging that the loss of their chickens to the black snake would be significant. As they hurry home, passing by the mountain god temple, the father remarks on the sudden chill in the air. Inside the temple, the black snake observes with glowing eyes, pondering whether the villagers are discussing him. He reflects that he doesn't recall being so old, and doesn't consider himself particularly frightening. However, he admits to having consumed the 2 humans the villagers are referring to. One of the humans had been crying out for the mountain god's assistance. Misunderstanding the human's pleas, the snake believed it was in distress, and felt sympathy, deciding to grant peace by devouring him. Moments later, another human burst in, shouting about an elixir, appearing desperate and in agony. This human pleaded with the black snake to release his friend, who had been cultivating for a decade. Yet, the snake, still unable to comprehend human language, thought to reunite the 2 by consuming them both, not giving it much thought at the time. Unexpectedly, this act led to the black snake's enlightenment. It not only developed a demon core but also gained intelligence. From that moment on, it became aware of various threats, including the individuals in black clothing who had previously pursued its snake catchers from a sect dedicated to snake cultivation. The snake recalled witnessing these cultivators effortlessly hunt a massive flower python, realizing the immense power of human cultivators, who could enhance their strength through rigorous training. They progressed through stages such as the QI refining stage, foundation establishment stage, and core formation stage, where they gained the ability to fly. Reflecting on its previous escapes, the snake recognized them as mere strokes of luck due to its ignorance. Now, with newfound intelligence, it understood that human cultivators posed a significant danger, and it resolved to survive at all costs. Consequently, the black snake determines that pursuing birds of prey or humans is too perilous and opts for a safer strategy, stealing poultry instead. Its stomach growls, reminding it of its hunger. It briefly considers that chickens and ducks are not very filling, and are becoming increasingly difficult to steal. However, it suddenly recalls a wealthy family in Chenjia town that raises pigs, prompting it to investigate that opportunity. Upon entering one of the homes, the snake notices a portrait on the wall, and reflects on how humans enjoy naming themselves, deciding it should adopt a name as well. Since it often hears itself referred to as Old Black Snake, it chooses the name Shuhei. The scene transitions to Chenjia town, where Shuhei has arrived and spotted the pigs. As he gazes at them, his size begins to increase, and he remarks that merely looking at the pigs makes him feel full. He pauses to ensure the humans in the household are asleep, and upon confirming they are, he begins to devour the pigs voraciously. One pig attempts to escape, making noise, prompting Shuhei to caution it against alerting the humans, who would surely kill him. Since the pig cannot comprehend his warning, he decides to consume it as well, silencing the remaining pigs. Afterward, Shuhei lets out a burp, declaring himself full, but it seems he has eaten a significant amount. He opts to rest for a while, as it is still the middle of the night and several hours will pass before the humans awaken. He chooses to take some time to digest before departing. The other pigs remain trembling, unable to make a sound. An hour later he hears a voice discussing the theft of a woman, followed by another voice suggesting they stop beating Chen Fan since he is no longer breathing. The first voice inquires if Chen Fan is dead, and remarks that this is the consequence of stealing a woman from Master Kwai. 2 figures then approach the pig pen, carrying something. Shuhei awakens, realizing he has dozed off, and begins to climb the tree to conceal himself from the approaching men. One of the voices suggests they should dispose of Chen Fan's body in the pigsty. As Shuhei peers down at the men, he thinks that for now, he can only hide, and hopes he won't be discovered. The 2 men, examining Chen Fan, conclude that he has completely stopped breathing. One dismisses him as worthless, and proposes they feed his body to the pigs. They leave the body behind and exit, with one of them questioning whether he is imagining things or if the number of pigs seems reduced. Shuhei leans down and spots the lifeless body, interpreting it as a sign of bad luck and deciding he must leave quickly. Suddenly, the dead body opens its eyes, startling Shuhei. Shuhei contemplates the possibility that the man before him could be a zombie, just as the man awakens, proclaiming that he has finally been reincarnated. He refers to himself as an immortal, laughing in a manner reminiscent of a villain. The man reveals that he shares the same name as the host body, both being called Chen Fan, suggesting a twist of fate. With a sinister smile, he vows to avenge Chen Fan, leaving Shuhei puzzled about whom the man is addressing. The man further declares that he will not spare any of those responsible for the host's demise. As he inspects his new body, he notes the severity of its injuries, asserting that without his takeover, the body would have perished, yet he insists this will not hinder him. Meanwhile, Shuhei realizes he must escape swiftly, but before he can do so, the man turns and spots him. He identifies Shuhei as a lowly spirit beast, while Shuhei panics, suspecting that the man, clad in dark attire, might be an immortal or a high-level cultivator, possibly even a snake catcher. The man, however, chooses to sit down, dismissing Shuhei as insignificant and unworthy of his attention. Misinterpreting this action, Shuhei fears that the man is preparing to capture him. The man then decides to unleash some spiritual energy to heal himself and intimidate Shuhei, releasing a powerful, dragon-like energy that manifests as a stone statue. He expresses surprise at the demon god Cauldron, a supreme treasure of the demon race, having reincarnated with his divine consciousness. Meanwhile, Shuhei remains oblivious to the true nature of the situation, mistakenly believing the man is casting a deadly spell against him due to his earlier theft of pigs. In a moment of distress, he contemplates the possibility of expelling the pigs, but given that several hours have elapsed, he realizes he has already digested most of them. As the man approaches the peak of his healing incantation, Shuhei finds himself at a loss for action. Ultimately, he decides he has no alternative but to charge at the man, mouth agape, and consumes him entirely. After swallowing the man, Shuhei understands he cannot afford to relax just yet, and resolves to leave immediately, declaring that this place is no longer safe. As he makes his exit, we catch a glimpse of the man inside Shuhei's stomach. The man scoffs, asserting that a mere spirit beast dares to confront an immortal like him, indicating a lack of self-preservation. He gathers spirit energy in his fist, stating that he had offered the beast a chance to flee, but since it chose to attack, it is effectively inviting its own demise. He delivers a powerful blow to Shuhei's stomach, causing him to scream in agony as blood spills from his mouth. Following this, the man executes a fierce kick to Shuhei's abdomen, yet Shuhei reminds himself to remain calm, knowing he still possesses his demon core. However, the man has already located it and is preparing to strike. Shuhei pleads with him, emphasizing that the core is his lifeline, but the man shatters it, commanding him to perish. The abrupt destruction of his core envelops Shuhei in excruciating pain, causing him to writhe in agony, with a tree branch piercing his mouth. He laments that his entire body aches and questions whether he is dying, ultimately collapsing in a lifeless state, expressing his unwillingness to accept this fate. Tears stream down his face as he reflects on his newfound intelligence, regretting that had he known this would be the outcome, he would have refrained from consuming the pigs. Meanwhile, the man feasts on Shuhei's insides, remarking that some snake meat will be just what he needs to restore his energy. Suddenly, the demon god Cauldron from earlier materializes, leaving the man puzzled as he attempts to reach for it. But the cauldron glides toward Shuhei's demonic core. The man is astonished by this phenomenon, as a brilliant light emanates from Shuhei's core. Confused by the situation, he is enveloped by the radiance. The demon god Cauldron transforms into a dragon spirit energy, leading the man to understand that the demon god has absorbed fragments of Shuhei's core. He questions why the demon god would assist a mere spirit beast, only to realize that Shuhei is no ordinary snake demon. The demon god then opens its massive jaws and lunges at the man, obliterating him as excess spirit energy bursts forth from Shuhei's mouth and eyes. Shuhei's body begins to disintegrate under the weight of this surplus energy, while the man, in his final moments, laments the unfairness of his fate, despite being an immortal. When dawn breaks the following day, Shuhei has shed his injured form, and even the pigs he had previously consumed have mysteriously returned. Although Shuhei feels pain after shedding his body and acknowledges the loss of his demon core, he remains unaware that it has been replaced by the demon god Cauldron. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment with the word Leon to confirm that you viewed the entire video. We look forward to seeing you in the next chapter. Take care.